One of the great opportunities of working within the indie space is that it allows game developers to work on off-the-wall, humorous premises that most mainstream investors wouldn't want to touch. Game humor is tricky to get right because timing is such an important part of comedy. It's almost impossible with the way that different players play games differently to perfectly time humorous sequences. As such, many game designers choose to rely on farce and surrealism to get across their comedic points. Dejobaan Games has been dabbling in the realm of the silly and the playful for many years now, and with the new release of their game Drunken Robot Pornography, things don't look to be changing for this upstart indie studio. Drunken Robot Pornography, and who are we kidding, that's the greatest title in the history of video games, is a first-person shooter of the bullet hell genre. There's no multiplayer death matches to be found here. Instead, the game is broken up into various single-player, timed challenges. Challenges that will test the limits of your patience and the dexterity of your thumbs and trigger fingers. DRP lulls you into a false sense of security. The first few levels are simple enough. Kill the boss within a certain time limit. Get a certain amount of points. You'll find yourself breezing through the early stages, to the point that you'll start wondering if the challenges will ever start picking up. But have no fear, you'll be tossing your controller across the room in no time at all. Seemingly out of nowhere, Drunken Robot Pornography becomes a first-person Contra, with enemies overwhelming the screen by sheer numbers. All you have is a trusty laser rifle and a pretty kick-ass jetpack to help you get through the swarms of enemies coming your way. There are a number of weapon upgrade tokens to help you as well, such as Splinter Fire and Triple Shot. These allow you to take out more than one enemy at a time, but they're also a problem. Because of the frenetic, fast-paced gameplay, it's easy to land on a power-up you don't want to have, forcing you to change your strategy. In fact, I'd suggest that Drunken Robot Pornography's strengths and weaknesses come from its rabid pacing. It is endlessly fun, bouncing off walls and jumping high into the air to take out enemies. DRP really focuses on vertical gameplay, which is something you don't see terribly often, and makes you feel like you're genuinely flying through the air. There's a sort of chaotic joy that comes along with traveling through these excellently designed levels, but that same chaos can also be intimidating and frustrating. The raw kineticism of Drunken Robot Pornography is already overwhelming. The controls are purposefully imprecise, meaning you'll constantly land in spots you didn't mean to, meaning you'll constantly be lost amidst the geometric shapes and bright colors of this vivid world. These are choices made deliberately by the developers, and certainly they create a sense of old-school difficulty that some people will really enjoy. But I'm of the opinion that the difficulty just ramps up too quickly. This is not a game for casual users, but where Drunken Robot Pornography makes up for its challenge is in its humor. From its ridiculously catchy theme song to the fact that gathering points means gathering martini glasses, Drunken Robot Pornography doesn't take itself seriously at all, and that's refreshing. Even the loading screens will make you chuckle, and that just adds to this environment of pure fun that seems to be permeating through this game. Give Drunken Robot Pornography a few minutes, and if you aren't won over by its gameplay, you'll definitely be won over by its comedic sensibilities. I was also quite impressed with the game's replayability. Every Friday is Drunken Robot Battle Royale, a day where they upload a new map with a new titan for you to destroy. You compete for points against the rest of the internet and try to get the highest score possible. It's a gimmick mostly, but I like when a game gives you a reason to come back for more. There's also a comprehensive level designer and titan designer that allows you to build your own experiences and share them with other people. This kind of customization is rarely made available in the indie world, and so I'm really excited to dig into these tools and see what I can come up with. Drunken Robot Pornography is charming. It's a game with a sort of digital charisma that you can't quite resist, but it's not without its shortcomings. While I appreciate the role of challenge and difficulty in video games, I do think that DRP pushes the limit to a certain degree. It was almost too frustrating, but then again, I kept coming back for more. I never stopped pushing, trying to get to the next level. And being persistent is important, and if you're not a persistent gamer, you might want to pass this one over. But if you like to laugh, if you like to blow up giant metal robots, if you like bouncing around, if you like kineticism, then you will definitely like Drunken Robot Pornography. You can pick the game up on Steam today.